The seat, it's hard to describe how a good seat is, but it's kind of like sitting in a good chair. It's hard to describe a poor chair from a good one, but there's a difference, and that's the way it is with saddle. Well, I was born in 1928. My family had always been horse ranchers and raised hundreds of horses. Of course, I was always interested in horses, always wanted to be a cowboy, like a lot of everybody grows up wanting to be a cowboy.
I have an idea of its shape, but I don't know exactly what its attitude will be or the colors. What will I punch out more? What will I emphasize more? I do have ideas to start with, but it's definitely an evolution. I do an awful lot of commissions, but it's based off of what I am doing and they like it.
When they got hit, it kind of shook the entire battalion, 50th Signal Battalion. So I volunteered for convoy duty and became a convoy gunner for the convoys, and we were running communications supplies to our other sister units and sister sites out there that spread across from Fallujah up to Balad, even further up north and down south to Baghdad. On one occasion, over in Ashraf, our unit, they lost their antenna to a dust storm, so we loaded up everything and drove out there, and Ashraf was probably under 2 hours away. Driving out there, we would see people just doing their daily business, but when we came back through, there was nobody. And there was an apartment complex there, and there was not a single soul outside. That's where we learned, start listening to your environment, because they'll help you tell you what's about to happen. And just as we all got that sense that something was wrong is when the roadside bomb went off. And it hit the vehicle ahead of me. And it blew off the whole front end of their vehicle. Thankfully, nobody was too injured, and the vehicle was still somewhat operational. So once that assessment was made, we just hit the road going, and we made that turn and flew down the road and got out of there. And that was the first roadside bomb attack that we got to experience. And
okay, Al, let it go.
The OSS is the Office of Strategic Service, and there was only two bosses of the OSS, President Roosevelt and General Donovan.
President Roosevelt, FDR, when the war breaks out in Europe, is trying to gather as much intelligence as he can to make informed decisions, and he's not happy with the results he's getting. It's an incomplete picture, it's an unclear picture. He turns to a friend, a trusted colleague, a World War I decorated veteran, Bill Donovan, and through executive order, charges Bill Donovan to travel. And what he does is he travels and takes the temperature of Europe, essentially, to gauge what's going on in Europe. At this point, 1941, when he's deployed and to do this survey, this traveling around the continent of Europe, France has fallen. It's July of 1941. England is teetering. FDR wants to get a sense of what are the Nazis apt to do now that they've taken over France. How likely is England to stay in the war itself? How stable are those conditions so that he can make informed decisions for the American public? So he turns to his friend, Bill Donovan, charges him with a position to coordinate the intelligence efforts of the country and bring back and report back to FDR what he finds.